Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast. I'm Mike Sinopoli. We're back here with yet another episode. I want to thank everyone who listens. I'm going to start out the episode with that, with some gratitude. Those who have listened to me throughout the last year and a half I've been doing this, I really appreciate it. And, your feedback is fantastic. I love hearing that you listened, make a joke about it. I'm going to take this podcast in a little bit of a different direction. It's going to be health, wellness, fitness. We're going to add in some entertainment. I'm going to start doing some different things, really just kind of all over the place. But it's going to primarily still hone in on the whole wellness and self-improvement, fitness, nutrition, all of that good stuff. But we're going to throw in some more things too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have some more guests, going to get back into the swing of that. So still doing nutrition, still doing the plans, taking on a new day job, which I'm excited about now that my kids are in school full time. I have more time to go ahead and do that now and get back into what I used to do, which is sales, outside sales. And I use that, what I learned from that 15 years plus, to kind of parlay that into this fitness nutrition thing, help learn how to talk to people, gain my own clients, and go from there. But at this point, it's beneficial for me to do both. So I'm still doing the nutrition deal. So if you need any kind of meal plans, any kind of macro coaching, programming for your fitness, anything of the sort, I'm still available for that. So, and I tend to have plenty of time to go ahead and service everyone exactly as they've been, which I hope, and from what I've heard, is all good stuff. So at least that's what you all tell me to my face, and I'll take your word for it. So I tried, okay? I'm going to call myself out because I did put on social media a while back. I said that in 2023, I'm going to also take on personal training. I am going to become a personal trainer, a certified personal trainer. I did get the certification class underway. I did register. Will I complete it? Possibly. But I have kind of tossed away the personal training idea. I abandoned it. Not that I am against it in any way, but I have other skills that are lucrative that could make me more money. Let's just put it that way. Let's just say that. You don't get into fitness too much for money. Very few people make big money doing this. So my priorities are to make money and to still love what I do. So I'm going to go that route, still do nutrition and even program a little bit on the side, but I'm going to go ahead and abandon the whole on-site personal training. One reason I did get hired on, somewhat, at a facility, I'll leave nameless because I really liked the guy that owned the place, that ran it. I thought I met some great people there. It was a nice facility, but it was more of that circuit training based type training. So that's where your Orange Theories come in, your CrossFits, your F45s, facilities like that. And to me, they kind of just try to cram in a bunch of movements and in a short amount of time. I get that being beneficial to someone who is short on time to kind of just get in and take 45 minutes and just be done and sweat through your shirt and get out of there. I will start this off by telling you that if that is the way you are training right now and you like it, keep doing it. I can sit down and we can pick apart all the different types of training, what's more beneficial than the other thing, and just kind of go back and forth and yell about it. The reality is people have different goals. They have different schedules, different times, different preferences. And if you're not, you're not the same as somebody else. If this is what they're going to do, hey, you got to be objective with them and tell them, hey, this is probably as far as it's going to go based on your goal. This is why your training doesn't fit this. So what I'm getting at here is if circuit training is what you're doing, keep doing it. If you like it and it's something you're sustaining, keep doing it. Don't even think about having to stop. But I'm not for it personally, for me. There are some risks involved, and there is some lack of progress that I've seen and heard through some of the clients there that are trying to make some progress and getting a little frustrated with it. So what I'll start with this is, the good, like I said, I'm not going to go too much on the pros here because we kind of know that. If you're moving your body, you're showing up, you're doing your thing, you're functionally training, that's all right. You're going to get some benefit from that. You're going to get some health benefit, and that may be all you need, and that may be your goal, and that's okay. So with that being said, when it comes to something like muscle building, we'll start there. We'll start with muscle building. In this type of training, it's very difficult, especially if you've already built some muscle on yourself, so go ahead and build more. Basically, the style of training is set up is more cardio-based than anything. And the problem with that is that you're just kind of running back and forth to different stations. You're doing movements back and forth, and you're just kind of like trying to beat the clock in a way. And I don't think beat the clock is a great way to train. I think it needs more precision, mind-muscle connection, more just thought, and just it's more of a mind thing than a rush. So with this type of training, a lot of the days, they were all different, and they change them up all the time. And the problem here, one problem that I saw was huge. So one brand new person came in, and on the board, they put this workout in. It was 6 stations with 2 workouts at each stations. So that's 12, right? It's 12 movements right there. And they threw in like a bonus one, like a body weight thing, like a plank or something. So technically it was 18 total movements. Now I'm doing this math off the top of my head. I could be very wrong because I'm just not thinking. But yes, that should be about right. So here's my problem. Somebody new comes in, and look, you could train somebody, but if they're on their first day, to learn 18 different movements, if they're a newbie, that's hard to do. And the first thing you need to do in any sort of training is practice safety and form. So I was like, okay, what are we going to do with these people? They don't know. They're doing everything is wrong. Like the problem is that, yes, I can correct them, but now I'm spending the whole 45 minutes with them correcting their stuff. And when you start to correct 18 different movements in 45 minutes, this stuff doesn't stick with these people. You need to just focus on core movements, squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, things of the sort. Get those good. Get those real functional movements going for them. So the problem there was that you would be overwhelmed. Even myself, who kind of gets a lot of these things, there were movements I didn't even know, and it was just ass backwards, like single leg squat with a kettlebell in your other hand and just a twist or something. It was like 7 movements in one. I was like, this is too much. I said, this is not how you work out. This is how you get hurt. And the way that it was programmed was also a problem because each person, you would start at different stations. If there was 6 stations. You can't all start at the same one. So if station 4 has something like a deadlift or a clean and press, and you start at station 5, so when you're ending your workout, you're going to go to do a compound lift, a very difficult one, like a deadlift or a clean and press. If you're going to go ahead and do that, that's dangerous. You're supposed to do that shit at the front of your workout, not at the back end, because that's going to cause you're fatigued, whether you're doing 35 minutes of cardio before you even get to this thing, and you're running around, you're doing some strength training, and by the time you get there, you're going to potentially drop that barbell the wrong way or twist your back incorrectly. And if you haven't taken the time to properly learn how to do a deadlift, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes repetitiveness. You can't just jump in and start deadlifting if you've never worked out before. So that's another issue. So if you're running around and then your final station has this, you're going to be either hurting yourself or shortchanging the amount of weight you can put on the bar and do the best you can at it. Something that's a very complex movement that works multiple muscle groups. So for instance, if station 5, this is what would happen, was basically arm curls and let's just say push-ups or something like that. And why would I start with that in any type of workout when the compound stuff is the stuff that needs the focus? It needs the attention to start. It's the most beneficial. You're doing the most with those movements. Therefore, they should be at the front of your workout. They're non-isolation movements. So these are a couple of things that I noticed. So if you're going into this and you're looking for somewhere to go work out, if this appeals to you, this group environment and the speed, the speed of it all, okay, give it a shot. See how it goes, but that depends on your goal. I've heard people in there, they were wanting to build muscle, and they were having a conversation with the trainer, and I couldn't help. I wanted to just interject, and but they were just talking about doing burpees slower to build muscle. And I'm like, oh boy, no, you just don't do slow burpees to build muscle. It's not how it works, But I was helping out. I was starting out. I was just like, shadowing basically, just kind of back and forth, doing what I could, and I didn't want to step on too many toes. And I found myself, when people would ask me a question over there on how to do this and how did you build this muscle, every answer was, well, it wasn't doing this. So that was the writing on the wall for me to not do that type of training any longer. So, when I had to speak out basically against it, then I would probably had to get the hell out of it because A, it didn't pay enough, and B, it was not something I really believe in for what your goal is. Like, if your goal is fat loss, you might think, well, I just want to lose fat, so I'm going to go run around for 45 minutes and burn calories. That's fine, but we know, and I've said multiple times, and it's scientifically proven, that the best way to burn fat is through a calorie deficit through your food. So, and the second best way is through strength training, adding that in, building muscle, which boosts metabolism and is more expensive for your body to hold on to and burns more calories throughout your day. So those are the two best ways, and you're doing neither of those right there. So if you're not dieting the right way and you're not building muscle and lifting and you're just running around, I mean, you're gonna spin your wheels. That's it. It's the way it is. So it was hard for me to, get that down, and I was supposed to coordinate with this guy to do nutrition, but bottom line is it was just, I didn't want to become a trainer there to pursue that, and I didn't know if this man had a plan in place. He didn't seem to, but hey, I don't know, either way. Great guy, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to name names or the place I was at, because this guy had a real nice facility, real clean, believed in what he was doing, a real nice person. So I have no shit to talk. This is just, I would say this to about anything. It's objective to this type of training for me. And those were the main issues that I would have. There's a lot of that TRX stuff. If you don't know what that is, I think that's the I don't know. It's like those cables that you put your legs in it, and you can plank, and you can do weird push-ups and things. It's all body weight, basically. So it's a lot of body weight stuff, which is okay, but I don't know. Overall, you got to add weight to the bar, and you got to get stronger, and that's the way to do that is progressively overloading the bar and taking longer rests rather than short breaks in between. I mean, if you're going up to a deadlift and you're sweating out of breath, which is what happens at these classes. You're sweating, and you're going to go deadlift, and you're just huffing and puffing already. I mean, that's not how you go up to the bar and do it properly. You need to take a rest. It's okay to stand around the gym for 2 minutes and get your shit together before you go lift heavy weights again and put all the effort into that. That's where it needs to go, at the front of the workout. And to me, that is the right way to train, especially if your goal is strength, fat loss, muscle building. I mean, really, that's the way it should be. Unless you're just trying to stay active and mobile and be healthy and get your heart rate up, then fine, do your circuit training. But don't expect any great physical physique changes from that, especially if you're not going to throw your diet in. So that's, really just me kind of spouting it out here. I didn't really put notes together for this show. I'm just talking about it. So that, that's really the extent of these classes. I did take one at another facility I even was at, and I took the class, and it was the same thing. Just a lot of different weird movements. They're programming in such a way, and I've heard this in multiple places where I went to go talk to people that were working there, that they're trying to change the workout up every single time, keep it new for people so they don't get bored. All right, so we need to fucking be adults now. We're not children. Sorry, the best workouts are probably going to be fucking boring. I'm sorry. Oh, they don't want to squat every single leg day first. Well, they should be. That's what they need to do if they want the results they want. You don't just start implementing some random leg workouts from some book you read and some Instagram post from some idiot. Just fucking do squats, backs, and then keep adding on. And the squat is a very complex movement. You have to keep working on it, and you have to keep perfecting the movement. There's a skill to all this. This isn't just throw up a bunch of weight in the fucking bar and be an egomaniac in the mirror and post yourself on Instagram. It's just literally it's a skill. It's practice it like one and take it that way. So, that's just my little rant about it. But I would definitely try it if you want. You can figure out, wow, this really does suck, and it really isn't going to do anything for me. I mean, endurance-wise, maybe something, but other than that, I did realize that to give it some credit, I did realize that I was a little bit out of shape when it came to endurance, because I haven't really been doing much cardio or running as of late. So I did realize, wow, I probably got to get my endurance up a little bit, but I sure shit ain't going to do that for the sake of it, because there's more beneficial ways to go ahead and do that. So, yeah, that's really the whole thing. I don't have much more to say about it, and I wish I could answer more questions. If you have questions about this sort of thing, about circuit training, and why it's probably not beneficial for you for your goal, and why it's going to actually hinder a lot of things that you're trying to do, you're gonna you're going to get frustrated, I believe, through these things. I think that a lot of them are just very, just too much in too little time. It's overwhelming for a lot of people to come and see 18 different movements in 45 minutes, especially if they're not sure of all of them. And they put all this wacky shit together and like combine 2 movements in one or 3 movements in one. Like, look, just do lunges. You don't need to twist and then press above your head at the same time. You really don't have to do that. It's probably beneficial to not, because you're just, there's something to be said about really just hammering a muscle group, lower body. Just bam, this is the lower fucking body. This is it. Just quads, fucking glutes, hamstrings, calves. Just fucking nail it. And then do your presses another day. Do your rows another day. That's the best way to go. Give it that. You can do full body if you'd like it once a week or something, but there's so many options. And I ramble a lot here, so but listen. Bottom line, repetitive as fuck here. Just do what you can and start there if you want. But I think it's a very overwhelming way to start. Personally, I think you need to be in a one-on-one training to start. If you want a trainer in some fashion, I would pay for the one-on-one and tell them you want to get good at barbell back squats, barbell deadlifts, overhead press, bench press, and rowing. Those are the top ones. If you need to do body weight work, do dips and pull-ups. Those 7 right there, if you want to simplify the whole thing, those 7 movements right there could be it for you. You will hit every single muscle group through that. You probably can throw in an isolation arm day 2 times a month if you want. That's about everything I can say. So if you're running around not seeing any sort of progress that you want, and you're in these types of classes, these Orange Theories, these F45s, these CrossFits and other such facilities like it, hit me up. I'm on Instagram at MMS Wellness, also on LinkedIn at the same spot. Mike at mfswellness.com is probably the best spot to reach me right now. Even though I have sort of abandoned the whole personal training professional side of things, I can still definitely help. And probably at a much cheaper cost for you. It's just to kind of shoot the shit and talk about how things should be programmed, even if it's something really simple. I don't charge much for that. So there's on that end, along with a nutrition plan, I can get people set up pretty easily with what's best for them. So what I like to do is set up a realistic macro counted, calorie counted nutrition plan for your goal. Then I will put together a workout that complements that complements your schedule too. So you want your meal plan, you want your food to be complementing your lifestyle. Then you want your training to also do the same thing. So if you have, the one thing a bad trainer will do, oh no, you got to get in the gym 6 days a week. No, do it. You can't tell someone how often to work out. You can suggest that it would be better if you had more or found more or made more time for something. But at the same time, you have to try, or I try to just work within what they've got, because that's most realistic. I can't force someone that's got 2 jobs and 2 kids and to go to the gym 6 days a week for 2 hours. I can't. That's not going to happen. It's not realistic. So it's useless to try to push that. So if you got 2 days, we're just 2 days, 45 minutes each. We're going to go ahead and do what we can. And I think it'll be better than cramming in 2 days of this circuit training, personally. But that's about it for today. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. I've gone over the whole thing here. So that's it for now. So until we do another episode, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you then.